we want to go for the true teachings, not just false teachings to grow our ego. Because any action that we do, pyaro, if you read Mool Mantra today, that is a good action. Just so you think that I did one Japji Sahib today, I did one part today, that, you know, that evening, it didn't come, I didn't get the reward for it. Pyaro, these rewards, they come after many, sometimes lifetimes. And sometimes they come instantly as well. That is within the power of Akal Purkh. Because Sache Pacha is the trader of that Naam. Sometimes when we face the Guru, we don't accept our faults. Sometimes the Guru, sometimes we say, why do I have to go through this difficult time in my life? Sometimes the Guru is trying to teach us something. Whether Maharaj makes us a little bit separated or they give us a bit of pain. Through the little bit of pain, we actually remember our true purpose. And then we try to, this becomes our medicine because we are wanting to attain Akal Purkh now. We want to get rid of this disease of Haumai. If you want to read Gurbani, read it for the ras, read it for the experience. Take it in, digest it right away. You want to become the form of Gurbani. You don't just want to know Gurbani, you want to become Gurbani. Satnam Shri Vaheguru Sahib Ji. Asa Mahalla Chautha. Har amrit bhagat bhanddaar hai. Gur Satgur paase Raam Raje. Gur Satgur sacha saho hai. Sikh de har rase. Tan tan vanjara vanj hai. Gur saho sa base. Jan Nanak Gur Tini Paya. Jin tur likhat lilat likhase. Salok Mahalla Pehla. पढ़ पढ़ गड्डी लद्दी है, पढ़ पढ़ परिय साथ, पढ़ पढ़ बेड़ी पाई है, पढ़ पढ़ गड्डी है खात, पढ़िय है जेते बरस बरस, पढ़िय है जेते मास, पढ़िय जेती आरजा, पढ़िय है जेते सास, नानक लिखै एक गल, होर हौमै चखना चाख, महला पहला, लिख लिख पढ़िया तेता कड़िया, बहु तीरथ भव्या ते तो लव्या, बहु भेख किया देही दुख दिया, सहोवे जिया अपना किया, अन्न ना खाया साध गवाया, बहु दुख पाया दूजा पाया, वस्त्र ना पहरै अहनिस कहरै, मोन विगूता, क्यों जागै गुर बिन सूता, पग उपताना अपना किया कमाना, अल मल खाई सिर छाई पाई, मूर्ख अंधै पत गवाई, विण नावै किछ थाए न पाई, रहै बिबाणी मड़ी मसाणी, अंध न जाणै फिर पछताणी, सतगुर पेटे सो सुख पाए, हर का नाम मन वसाए, नानक नदर करे सो पाए, आस अंदेसे ते नह केवल, हौमै शब्द जलाए, पौड़ी भगत तेरै मन भाव दे, दर सोहन कीरत गाव दे, नानक कर्मा बाहरे, दर ढो न लहनी ताव दे, एक मूल न बुझन आपना, अणहोंदा आप गणाइंदे, हऊँ टाडी का नीच जात, होर उत्तम जात सिधाइंदे, तिन मंगा जे तुझै ध्याइंदे, तिन मंगा जे तुझै ध्याइंदे। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Guru Pyari Saad Sangat Ji, we're blessed to be able to start the vichar of the 9th pauri of Shri Asa Di Vaar, just like we've been previously doing in this Ladi Var Katha. So Pyaro, here we read Asa Mahalla Chauta. Pyaro, this is the 3rd Shand of Guru Ram Das Ji that is about to begin. Just like we spoke about before, Guru Ram Das Ji Sache Pacha, the 4th Guru, they recited 6 Shands with 4 Pades each, to be a total of 24 Shabads, for each one to be sung along with the sloks and the pauriyan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Guru Angad Dev Ji. So here, Pyareo, and the meaning of this entire pauri is this. In this world, everybody calls this age, or many people in this world, they call the current age that's going the information age. Everybody is trying to accumulate knowledge. The more data a company has, the more ability that they have to execute their business. the more information or the more books that somebody has read, the smarter they are known to be. The more degrees somebody has, the more PhDs or certificates that somebody has, the higher or greater their resume is known to be. So pyareo, the greater words, the more songs somebody knows, the better singer they're known to be, the more or the better musician they're known to be. So pyareo, in this way, we, even today, not just in the past, but even today, everybody is trying to accumulate knowledge. Today, based on knowledge, people can become more and more ankari, more and more egotistical, more and more prideful within themselves based on this knowledge. Somebody that has no knowledge, they can't be really full of pride in that same way, because they go in front of those people and they fall into humility because they know that how much they know compared to them, or they lose in that conversation or that debate. But today, those people that have lots of knowledge, they don't want to face those with more knowledge than them. They only want to face and defeat those people that have less knowledge than them, so they can make themselves feel better about themselves or grow their ego even more. So pyareo, in today's, whether you look in politics, whether you look in today's media about celebrity gossip, whatever it may be, or whether it be in the religious or spiritual world, people are debating about dharma. Many people debate that my way is the right way, my way is the right way, or they say that I've read more about this. And with this, more and more knowledge they accumulate of scientific research, may it be, whether it be religion, history, whether it be about politics, we grow and grow and grow, and instead we forget the main reason of why we were trying to learn. So pyareo, there's something that is knowledge and something that is actually experiencing that knowledge. Knowing. One thing is knowing about God, but one thing is knowing God. So here, in this salok and this paudi, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that the purpose of us studying and reading is to attain that Naam, is to lose ourselves. The more knowledge, the truth is, once somebody actually truly knows everything, then they say that we know nothing. That is the reality. But as soon as somebody says, I know something, then consider that that person actually knows nothing yet. Because somebody that claims they know something is just living in their own small shell, and they actually haven't experienced the entire ocean. Somebody that has experiencing the ocean, they'll say that, what can I explain about the ocean? Main machli kaise ant laha, that I'm just a fish living in this ocean. Pyareo, the purpose is this, and we want to do sangat of who? Not those that are fully egotistical. We want to do the sangat of those Gursikhs, those devotees, those bhagats, those sadhus that are drenched in that love of Akal Purkh, those that are truly experiencing that. Padya anpadya paramagat pave. Whether they have read something, or whether they haven't read anything, whether they have degrees or they are a scholar, or whether they are not, that is irrelevant, because unhone paramgati pali. They have attained the highest status. Padya anpadya paramagat pave. Pyareo, this is not condemning studying and reading and writing. But the truth is, sometimes while reading and writing and accumulate knowledge, we forget the purpose of that. But we can attain the purpose with or without that. We want to do the sangat of those that are drenched in that name, those that are constantly living in your remembrance. Sache Pacha, I ask for the dust of their feet, I ask for their sangat. So here, to begin this entire vichar, Guru Ramdas Ji Sache Pacha is speaking to us, and they're saying, Har amrit bhagat bhanddaar hai, Gur Satgur paase Raam raje. That my Guru has a treasure. They have a bhanddaar. They have a huge abundance of this treasure. And what is this treasure? This is the Guru's amrit. This is bhakti. These are the blessings for us to have the ability to contemplate God's name. The blessings of Naam. My Guru has this amrit, has this bhakti, has all of these blessings, and these treasures are full and full. The banks are full with this amount of treasure. And who has it? Who is it with? It is with my true Guru. Gur Satgur Passe. Oh my beloved, you attain all of this. You control all of this. We are asking for this blessing. But here Sache Pacha is saying, Gur Satgur Sacha Saho hai, Sikh De Har Rase. That with every bank, with every treasure, there is a treasurer. There is a trader. There is somebody who keeps the accounts of the bank. There's what we may call the receptionist, somebody that allows you to take out money and then you return the money with. But who is the one that allows this amrit to be given to people and for the amrit to be taken away? Pyaro, this Shahukar is my Guru. Gur Satgur Sacha Asa Ho Hai. There are many traders and many accountants in this world. There are many treasurers in this world. But they are all false. They all trade the false game. Because this other trade that they make, this trade is all false. They trade for their own egos. They trade for their own desires. And these numbers don't end. Just like that, the people's desires that try to accumulate this, their desires are never fulfilled either. But my Sacha Pacha, my true Guru, who is the form of Akal Purkh, they control all of this bhakti and amrit. They control this treasure, this true wealth. Har ke naam ke vyapari. This is what we are. This is what we want to strive to be. We want to be traders, merchants of the true laha, the true name, the true currency, which is the Guru's mantra, which is Akal Purkh Sacha Naam. But who is the Shahukar? This is my Guru. He is the one that controls it, who gives it. So we must fall at their feet and ask for these blessings. Sikh de har rase, and through their teachings, those people that go and try to learn from the Guru fall at their feet, the Guru gives it to them only. Sikh de har rase, he has the ability, my Guru does, to give this bakshish through this teachings of my Guru. Through these teachings, the Naam resides inside of our heart. Pyare, we want to go for the true teachings, not just false teachings to grow our ego. Sikh de har rase, tan tan vanjara vanj hai, gur saho sa base. There is the wealth. There is the person who is the trade banker. And then there is the people who actually do the true trade. This is what we want to attain to be. Har ke naam ke vyapari. Tan tan vanjara vanj hai. True and blessed is that vanjara, that merchant that trades this true name. And blessed is the mother and father of those that, because the purpose of that merchant coming into the world, that person is blessed. Them coming into the world is blessed, but if they're coming into this world and just growing their ego, what is the purpose of their life? But they are blessed. The person trading is blessed, and then the person that is actually giving the money, the person, that entire act of doing bhakti and collecting God's name, o sara vanj, the entire system is true as well. It's great. Tanya. Tan tan vanjara vanj hai. Gur saho sa base. And through the Guru's blessing, who is the Shahukar, we receive. And blessed is that Guru as well. We receive this blessing, and then sometimes we must give it up to this Guru as well. So this Shabase, blessed is that Guru as well, who plays this entire game, who plays the biggest role in this by giving us this merchandise. Jan Nanak Gur Tini Paya, Jintur Likat Lilat Likhase. And just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Sache Pacha, we read in Gurbani many times, Jan Nanak Tood Manga Tis Gursikh ki, Jo aap japa avra naam japa. Sache Pacha says, Gursikhs ki har tood de, hum papi bhagat pahe, that I'm just lost in this world, that I'm a papi, I'm a sinner. So what is the true thing that I'm trying to attain? I'm trying to follow these Gursikhs. And here Guru Ram Das Ji saying, Jan Nanak Gur Tini Paya, Jintur Likat Lilat Lakhase. Blessed are those people. And how do they attain the Guru? In order to attain the true wealth, you attain it from the Guru. But how do you meet the Guru? Gur Tini Paya, those people that attain this wealth, they meet the Guru first. The Guru blesses them with the Naam. Jintur Likat Lilat Lakhase, because they had great karms on their forehead, which means Likat Lilat Lakhase, on their forehead it was written preordained destiny based on their good actions that they have done in the past. Because any action that we do, Pyaro, if you read Mool Mantra today, that is a good action. Just so you think that I did one Japti Sahib today, I did one part today, that that evening it didn't come, I didn't get the reward for it. Pyaro, these rewards, they come after many sometimes lifetimes, and sometimes they come instantly as well. That is within the power of Akal Purkh, because Sache Pacha is the trader of that Naam. Jintur Likat Lilat Lakhase, those people that have written their destiny, they have done these good actions based on their past actions, based on their Change Pag. Guru Melda So Pyareo, we need to be doing good actions. We need to actually make the effort to walk towards the Guru. And then once we attain the Guru blesses us with Naam and we attain this wealth, which fulfills our entire life and the purpose of our life. So, pyareo, we read, and this Uttanaka of this slok of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha, Sampradama vich eh mannaya gaya that there was a Pandit in the city of Kashmir, in the area of Kashmir, where there's a Gurdwara today, Muttan Sahib Gurdwara. At that place, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha, when they arrived, Guru Nanak Dev Ji would sit down and sing their kirtan while they were on their adasiyan. And there was this one Pandit, this one scholar, religious scholar, who was very, very proud of all of his earnings. And it was a system in the past that whenever a scholar would travel, we don't have all the apps and the books like we do today. They didn't have that. We can just carry everything in a small laptop. So what they would do is they would actually carry all of their books and granths, their entire library, which would be their sort of wealth. And it would be that whenever they saw a religious scholar, they would check to see how many books he has on his cart. So they would actually pull a cart, or they would have some camels pulling their cart, or have some ox pulling their cart, or they would have it on donkeys or horses, some sort of gadda, some sort of cart. And it would be piled with books and books and granths of different religions, different philosophies and different people. And the more they had, everybody would get scared. They would say, wow, what a smart scholar. Look at how many people he's defeated. Just like a king would go and defeat another king and they would take over their kingdom. They would take over their army, they would take over their land. Religious scholars, they would go and they would defeat in debate, in gyan charcha, in religious, knowledgeable debate. And once they are defeated, they have to make the other person bow down to them, and the other person that's lost has to accept that person as their master, has to accept them as their teacher, and they have to become their student. And then the person that won, they receive all of the books and all of the earnings of whoever lost. But the truth was that this turned into a game. It turned into a sort of gamble where they're going out, and the only purpose of learning wisdom, of reading these books, was to defeat other people and grow their pride. It was just for the wealth. It was just for the pride. It was just for defeating and earning and growing themselves. So no, it didn't matter how much they knew, even though they were speaking about very depth and spiritual and knowledgeable information. This is what they were discussing. But it didn't mean anything. Hirday kapt mukh gyani, even though they're speaking from their heart, they're speaking about gyan from their mouth. Everyone's saying, wow, agyani, agyani. Wow, this person is so smart. But hirday vich kapatya. Their heart is full of corruption. So, pyareo, that Pandit that was also doing this, he had his cart full. And he came to Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha. Pyareo, Guru Mukh Dekh Garu Sukh Payo. This is the truth. Whenever somebody sees the vision of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, sometimes their heart falls and they fall at the feet of the Guru. So this Pandit, he came, he had heard a lot about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and when he came to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he saw the Noor, he felt the experience of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he fell at Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha's feet, and once he fell at Sache Pacha's feet, he looked up to Guru Sache Pacha and he asked, hey Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who should I make my Guru? I am full of pride. I go and I just carry these books. I defeated many, many people. But who should I make my Guru? I have many, many students. I've made myself many, many people's Guru myself. But who should I make my Guru? Main kinu Guru dharan kara? And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, go look at those mountains over there in the distance. On top of that high mountain, there are 3 sadhus sitting there. There are 3 great sages, 3 great saints sitting there. I want you to go to them and I want you to go ask them who to make your Guru. So this Pandit, he travels all the way up the mountain, through the forest. Once he arrives at the top of this high mountain, he sees these 3 sages. And history writes that they are the avatars of Brahma, Vishnu and Shivji. These 3 great sages, these saints, sadhus, are sitting there with their eyes closed in deep meditation. And when he goes and bows down to these great sages. He asks, who should I make my Guru? And the three sages say, see that small temple right there. Go into that small little hut, that small temple. Inside there, your Guru is there. The Pandit travels to that temple, goes inside the temple. When he goes inside, he sees a beautiful young woman. And in this beautiful young woman was wearing red clothes, was dressed up. And he saw that this woman had a lot of Shakti. So accepting that woman to be very powerful, to be like an angel, to be like a Devi, he went down and he bowed down. Once he bowed down, what did that woman do? The woman took a shoe, took a jutti, and started beating him in the head again and again and again and again. And she started screaming and she started beating him in the head again and again and again. The Pandit almost went unconscious. He had to save his life and he almost ran out of there. As soon as he ran out, he went back to those three sages. He fell at their feet and he started crying. And the sages started laughing. And when he asked, oh sages, oh great saints, why are you laughing? And they say, didn't you go to meet your Guru? Why did you come back so fast? They said, what Guru was I going to go meet there? When I went there, I had to escape with my life because I just got beat in the head. And they said, but that's who your Guru was. And he says, what do you mean that's who my Guru was? They said, look, all you ever did in your life was just attain knowledge. And when you went, the only thing that you were actually truly trying to attain was wealth. So that was the form of Maya. And guess what Maya does? Maya doesn't liberate you. Maya beats you in the head. And that's what your Guru did. Because you turned Maya, wealth, into your Guru, therefore, Maya was beating you in the head. You took Maya and put it on your head. That became the weight on top of your head. And the Jiriyan Jutti and the people that you were trying to defeat, that ego became the shoes that were beating you in the head now. So really, what did you attain from all of this? You didn't attain any Shanti. You didn't attain any bliss or happiness. So this Pandit falls at the feet of these sages and he says, it's true. This is what I've been doing. Pyareo, sometimes when we face the Guru, we don't accept our faults. Sometimes we say, why do I have to go through this difficult time in my life? Sometimes the Guru is trying to teach us something. Whether Maharaj makes us a little bit separated or they give us a bit of pain. Dukh daru sukh rog paya. Through the little bit of pain, we actually remember our true purpose. And then we try to, this becomes our medicine because we are wanting to attain Akal Purkh now. We want to get rid of this disease of Haumai. So this Pandit falls at the feet and saying, it's true. This is what I've been attaining. This is what I've been chasing my entire life. So who is my true Guru? Who should I make my Guru? And even those three sages that have been meditating on for an eternity, and they say the form of God is the person that sent you here in the first place. Why don't you go to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the form of God in this world? Everything else, we are nothing in this world. Everything else is nothing in this world. That true Guru is the person who can give you this true wealth of Shanti. They can give you that true blessing. So go and make Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha your Guru. He travels back, falls at the feet of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And Pyareo, this is the teaching to us. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji saw the sadhu fall at the feet, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji recited these words. They say, Pad pad gaddi laddi hai, pad pad pariya hai saath. They are saying that just like you have been filling these carts of yours with all of these books, pad, by reading and reading and reading, by defeating people, in debates, you grow your cart more and more. Gaddi laddi hai. You keep on putting more and more weight on top of it. Sometimes, pyare, we make our ego more and more and more, and we grow knowledge, but we just become chunch gyani. We just know how to speak. We don't know actually how to experience that. So, pad gaddi laddi hai, pad par pariya hai saath. And saath, sometimes even on camelback or horseback. Sometimes when our carts get full, we go and attach more and more horses. Pad bedi pai hai, pad gaddi hai khat. That sometimes we grow so many books, so much knowledge, that even it can't be on top of carts and horses and camels. Sometimes we have to travel long distances. So what do? On top of boats, we put them in rivers, in these daryas and lakes. And even these boats, these rafts, we fill with books and books and books. Pad gaddi hai khat. And we grow this more and more and more. So pyare, we travel all of these distance. Pad bedi pai hai, pad gaddi hai khat. We grow this knowledge. This is Sache Pacha in these 2 lines explaining how we attain and how we grow this knowledge and how we go and travel with it. It just becomes more and more weight. Then Sache Pacha says, Padhiya jete bars bars, padhiya jete maas. You could be studying bars bars, meaning year after year after year, season after season. Every year, somebody goes from grade 1 to 2 to 3, 4, all the way to 12. Somebody goes to a university, gets their master's, attains their PhD, does many other qualifications. Year after year after year, you're growing and growing more and more knowledge. But pyareo, padhiya jete bars bars, padhiya jete maas. Maas means months. You could be reading not just year after year, but even if you look within that year, you're reading all 12 months of that year. So it's not you're just reading year after year and then take breaks to, go and do seva and let that digest in. What you're doing is you, even after every month of that year, you're just studying and reading and trying to accumulate knowledge. But what is that doing for you? So pyareo, just like we eat food. You eat food and you expect that food to digest right away. Even if it doesn't digest, you drink saunf, or you eat something, you drink a warm drink to help that digest. You eat something, some peppery food, some hajmula, to help that digest. But what if that food that you ate, it didn't digest for 40 years? For 40 years you accumulated knowledge and it didn't digest. Then that would turn into a disease itself. It turned into this disease of your pride, of your homme. What we want is to eat the food and it digests and we attain that nutrition right away. So pyareo, when you hear accumulate knowledge, whether you're listening to Katha, whether you're reading Gurbani Arth, and whether you're going and you're listening to any scholarly debates, you're even reading Kirtan, doing Kirtan. Pyareo, if you just attain the knowledge and you don't digest it, you don't experience it, you don't go after the experience right away, then what is the purpose? The reason why you even study? Pyareo, keep this in mind. The truth is, even if you read Gurbani Arth and you are only doing it, you read steeks of Gurbani and you read it year after year, month after month, and all you're doing is just so I can defeat and show that person, look how much Gurbani I know. Pyareo, you're reading it for the wrong purpose. The reason we do need to read Gurbani, no, I'm not saying stop reading Gurbani. Read it every day. With every breath, remember Gurbani. And read knowledge, do vidya, or study vidya. But don't forget the purpose of it. Gurbani is such a thing, you need to read it with the right bhavna. The bhavna needs to be that I want to attain Paramatma. The bhavna is I'm reading this Gurbani for the ras, the experience of it. If you're reading Gurbani for the knowledge of it, then it just becomes like you're putting on weight on top of your mind. You're just accumulating the knowledge and it doesn't digest. And when you eat something, even if you speak it, you tell somebody else, that's like you eating something and then you vomit it out. You eat something and you vomit it, so you don't actually attain the nutrition for yourself. And that causes you harm. First, you go through all the pain of actually eating the food, making the food, eating it, attaining the food, and then you go through the pain of throwing it out. So pyareo, and then the way you throw it out as well, the knowledge, you're trying to put other people down, you create divide in the panth, you do many things like that. You create dubda in people, you confuse people, you're trying to show that, look, I'm a better scholar, I have a new philosophy, it's better than these old philosophies, I know the new way. It's just vomit that's coming out. And to even people, it's not really pleasing because that vomit that comes out, it's not really food that they're going to eat anyway. So, pyareo, if you want to eat something, if you want to read Gurbani, read it for the ras, read it for the experience. Take it in, digest it right away. And that experience your achar, your bolli. So pyareo, you don't just want vichar, you want achar as well. Achar meaning acting, living that Gurbani. Sat Gur ki Bani Sat Swarup hai, Gurbani Bani hai. Gurbani is the form of Akal Purkh. You have to read it. Because this is the purpose why you came into this world. But you want to become the form of Gurbani. You don't just want to know Gurbani. You want to become Gurbani. So pyareo, you could be reading it after month. Padhiya jeti arja. Arja meaning your entire life, age. You could be reading it your entire life. You could be reading, studying knowledge, philosophies, that I have a quadruple MBA, I have this many PhDs, I'm this type of master, I've defeated Einstein in this. You could be saying all of that. I've made the latest advancements in this scientific research. Great. You could be doing that your entire life. Padhiye jeti arja, padhiye jete saas. Saas means your every breath. Even if you're accumulating knowledge and you read every single day. So you know how some people say, oh, I read 15 books a month. Some people, you hear business people saying all the time that I read 30 books a month. I read 60 books a month. Whatever it may be, I read 200 pages a day. Some of the greatest investors and the bankers, they say this. But pyaro, it's great to read. It's amazing to read. But what if somebody read all of that and did absolutely nothing with it? Then it's vyarth. Because you grow your home, and this is what the reality of the world is. You read, you study, but even if you're reading with every single breath of yours, padhiye jete saas, every breath of yours you're reading with, but even that, the real Pangati that Sache Pacha is trying to say here is Nanak lekhe ik gal, hor home chakhna chakh. This is the root of this entire thing. The concept that Sache Pacha is trying to explain to us. That is, you could be reading and writing many things, but if you do not read and write Naam, if you do not experience the Paramatma's blessings and grow after the true wealth instead of the false wealth, then hor homme chakhna chak is just you speaking out of ego. Kahe re bakbad layo, jin har payo, tina shapayo. Pyaryo, even Bhagat Naam Dev Ji, they give this example. They say, look, there is a difference between just knowing something and then experiencing that. Bhagat Naam Dev Ji, they give this example. Koi bole nirva, koi bole dur, jal ki machli, chada khajur. That even Bhagat Naam Dev Ji, some people are saying that God is very near. Some people debate that God is very far. But if the example was given to them, that look, I walked down the road and I saw a fish jump out of the river, climb a tree and eat a fruit, a kanjur off of that tree, a date. And I went back into the river. And when I go to explain that to everybody, everybody is going to laugh. They're going to say, how is that possible? A fish can't climb a tree? That's something. But if somebody has truly experienced that and seen that, then they'll be able to say. They might see that the branch was actually very close to the river and the fish actually jumped out and grabbed onto the fruit. But without, then somebody might say, you know what, that makes sense. But pyaryo, if it's just explaining that the fish grabbed the fruit off the tree, they would say that's impossible because the fish can't actually climb up a tree. And in the same way, kahe re bakbad layo, many people say that tu aime kado jhutiyan gallan boli janda, you're just speaking filth, slandering out of your mouth. Jin har payo tina shapayo. You could be saying all of these great stories and this and that, but the reality is, you could be debating God is far, God is near. But jin har payo tina shapayo, those people that attain Paramatma, they are truly just experiencing it. They don't need to show the world anymore. If somebody, for example, they clean their house, they take the garbage or the bin, the rubbish outside and they throw it outside. They don't announce it to the rest of the world. Maybe nowadays people do. They post it on Instagram just throwing the garbage out. But it's not something that we need to show the world. Somebody throws out or flushes the toilet. Nobody needs to say that, oh, hey, world, listen, everybody. I just took the filth out of my body right now. Nobody needs to say that I just took the rubbish out of the house. So when the rubbish of your home goes out of your mind, you don't need to tell the world. Because you're experiencing that. You just live in the comfort of your home and you say, look, my house is clean now. In the same way, when the home, the filth of this ego leaves your mind, leaves your life, then jin har payo, tina shapayo, they don't need to. Instead, they just absorb it and they keep it within themselves. Pandit hoye ke bed bakhanna, murkh naam deo, Raam janna. Vekho pyaryo, kiddi pyari gal Bhagat Naam Dev Ji ne aakhi. They say, when a Pandit, a scholar, becomes a great person, a great philosopher, a great scholar, then what they do is they speak and they do vyakhya, bed vakhanna. They explain, they do charcha, they contemplate the philosophies of the Veds and different granths and knowledge. But what is Bhagat Naam Dev Ji saying? they're saying कि मूर्ख नाम दियो. I'm just a मूर्ख. They say, look, I'm not a scholar. I'm not a Pandit. I don't know any philosophies. I don't know any philosophies, definitely. But one thing I do know is Raam mein janne. I know my Paramatma. I know my Raam. पढ़िया अनपढ़िया परमगत पावे. वेखो प्यारियो, रम में जाने. किड्डी प्यारी गल. If you look into the depths of this, Bhagat Naam Dev Ji has attained and knows that thing and is experiencing that Paramatma Ram that even the books and Granths, the Veds are talking about. But other people are just debating about it. They actually truly haven't experienced that. Let me give you one more example. Pyaryo, there was two people debating. One person says that God is formless. One person is debating and they say God has form, is sakar. The other person is saying is no, nirakar. And as they're debating and fighting, they go on for such a length of time. They fight, and they throw this logic. They say, oh, you're proving this. Guess what? I can prove this. मैं ये दलील देके मैं सिद्ध कर दूंगा. I can prove it. It's written through this, references and so forth. And the other person says, oh, well, you're saying that? I can prove this. And then while both are debating, right beside them, under the tree, while they're debating on the side, on the side of a forest, underneath one of the trees, there's somebody who is meditating on God's name. And he is somebody who is drenched in the love of Akal Purkh, and he's somebody who knows Akal Purkh, experiences Akal Purkh, is feeling Akal Purkh, has digested that Naam. The Gyan is digested. And when they both are debating, the sadhu says, what are you debating about? And they say, look, he is saying God is formless. I'm saying God has a form. And as they're talking about this, they say, I'll prove this. That is sakar. The other one says, it's nirakar. And the sadhu starts laughing and he says, nahi, you're both bekar. One is saying it's nirakar, it's formless. One is saying that sakar has a form, and the sadhu is experiencing and saying you're both bekar, meaning you are both useless. All of these debates you're doing, what are you doing about this? Because it's not going to actually get you to that experience, to see hommet chakhna chak. Whether you are saying it's nirakar, you don't actually know it's formless. And you are the one that's saying it has a form, you don't actually know it is a form. You can say you heard it, Pyaro, this happens today all the time. You share a YouTube video, right? Even though this video is going to go on YouTube. You share a YouTube video. You share a WhatsApp video. You share, somebody that's posted something on Instagram. A quote that's posted on Instagram, and you say, look, prove this. Or you read it in a book, prove this. You share an article, prove this. Or you hear somebody else's katha, and you go to somebody and say, kathe likhya, this and that. This happens all the time when people are trying to just, you're trying to justify things, you're proving things. But asal the thing that you're trying to prove, that, some people debate all the time that, we don't need to actually walk towards the Guru's house barefoot, pyaryo. Of course, if you're walking barefoot towards the Guru's house and you're doing it with kapt and you're doing it with bhagat, it's completely useless. But if you're doing it with the love and naam inside of your mind, then it's truthful. But if you start debating on the physical, just the karma of it, then that is nothing to debate about. Because it could be, it could not be. Some people debate today about pictures. Should we be doing it? Some people even debate, should we be bowing down to Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Should we be doing Chaur Sahib to Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Some people debate, many things. Should we be believing in history? Should we be believing in this Granth? Should we be reciting God's name on our tongue? Should we not be reciting God's name on our tongue? But I'm not trying to bring these debates to your mind. That's not my purpose. What I'm trying to say is, some people, they may be trying to teach you something truthful, but the truth is, some people don't even know what they're speaking about. They don't know what they're speaking about, yet you please don't get into this debate. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get into this debate yourself without actually knowing. Take this out of it. Some people referencing this, maybe they know, great. But without you actually knowing, you won't know. So your job is to use the knowledge and try to absorb it. Padho jarur. But don't go and start speaking about Homme that I know more. Pyaryo, just by knowing it, the knowledge, the words of it, that's one aspect. But actually experiencing and knowing who God is, that is different. Knowing about God is different. Knowing God, knowing Akal Purkh is quite different. So Pyaryo, Agge Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha here, they list out many karams that are used by sadhus, used by religious saints to pretend that they are tarmi or to even attain a kalpurk. But Maharaj is saying, if you are doing all of these things without the true bhavana, without the true intention, then it's all worthless. You could be acting in whatever way you want. Sache Pacha here fir pakhand da khandan karde ne. They say mahalla pehla लिख लिख पढ़िया तेता कड़िया बहु तीरथ भविया ते तो लविया बहु पेख किया देही दुख दिया सोवें जिया अपना किया. They say तू लिख लिख के पढ़ भी लवें. You could read and write all you want. लिख लिख के पढ़ पढ़ के. This is one way. Many people, they try to be spiritual or religious by reading and writing. Likh likh padya teta kadya. The more somebody reads and writes, and they grow their knowledge in this way and try to attain spirituality or trying to become a religious scholar, teta kadya, the more and more they go into this bandhan. They make that a bandhan themselves. They get bound by that, and in that they feel dukh, they feel pain because they can't escape that now. Likh likh padya teta kadya, bahut teerath bhavya te to lavya. And many people, they try to travel to many tirths. They go to many pilgrimages. They go to different rivers. They go to different temples. But as they travel, what ends up happening? Teto lavya. And they speak about this. Hey, I've traveled here. I've done this. Look at me traveling the world. And I've gone to, Saudi Arabia. I've gone to Australia. And I have so much experience. They speak, and but by doing more and more of that, what they end up doing is they end up growing their homma even more. Instead, the purpose of you going to the tirath was actually to lose your homma. The purpose of going to a tirath, going to a pilgrimage, is so you become the pilgrimage. If we look into our Sikh Panth, many people go to many gurdwaras, stans, and we have to. We have to go and see those historical sites. But if you go to the historical sites and you grow your ego and you walk away with absolutely nothing, then what was the point of that? Instead, you go to Harmandir Sahib. Don't just take a selfie and walk away with that. No, it's great. First of all, we're going there and we love taking pictures with the Guru's house. That's an amazing thing. But don't just get stuck in that and walk away, say, look, I went to Golden Temple, and grow your ego about that. No, that's not the purpose. You go there, you listen to the Gurbani of the Guru's house, you learn from the Nimrata, you look at Beri Baba Buddha Ji, look at Baba Deep Singh Shaheed Asthan, look at the Gurdwara where Baba Deep Singh laid down their cease. You look at that, you implement that into your heart, and next time you go and spend time with somebody, when you sit with somebody, they see that the signs, the rays of light of Baba Deep Singh, Baba Buddha Ji, and Guru Ram Das Ji shining through you. You become the pilgrimage. That is the purpose of going. But just by going and just by speaking about it and going and growing your home, these are acts that many people used to do. So, Pyare, even if we just talk about this sense of debating and knowledge, the one more Sakhi story that comes to my mind. There was Raja Uday Singh in the Darbar. There was somebody by the name of Kavi Santokh Singh, right? Great Vidwan. And there was a Pandit who came to the Darbar and said, "Oh, Raja Uday Singh, I hear that living with you right now is Kavi Santokh Singh, a great scholar. So what I want to do, I want to challenge him to a debate. Ask him." So Raja Uday Singh goes and asks Kavi Santokh Singh, says he wants to challenge you to a debate. Kavi Santokh Singh says, "That's okay. I'm willing to debate him, but first I want to meet him for just a few minutes. Let us talk, have a discussion." So once they meet, Kavi Santokh Singh goes, and when they meet, after a few minutes of discussing, Kavi Santokh Singh gives him 25 rupees. They give him money. Then they give him some gold. And they say, "Look, take this wealth and go away. I'm not going to debate you. It's best if you go." So once he receives these 25 rupees and this gold, he goes and he tells everybody that, "Look, Kavi Santokh Singh is now scared of me. He does not want to debate me. He's already accepted defeat. He's surrendered." So when this knowledge comes to the ears of Raja Uday Singh, he goes and asks Kavi Santokh Singh. And he asks, "Kavi Ji, is this true that you gave him this money and you said that you don't want to debate him?" And Kavi Santokh Singh says, "No, he took the completely wrong meaning of what I was trying to tell him. That is not what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to bribe him, and I wasn't scared. Instead, you know what? It's okay, let's debate now. Because I was going to debate him anyways. It was only for his benefit that he was going to actually benefit from actually taking the money and just going away. So when the debate happens, in the first 10 minutes, Kavi Santokh Singh completely defeats him. The other Pandit had absolutely no words left to say. And once in the first 10 minutes, Kavi Santokh Singh wins. Kavi Santokh Singh said this after. They said, look, I gave you 25 rupees. I gave this. This was to save your honor. Because why could I knew I wasn't going to lose. And the Pandit asks why. Everybody asks, oh Kavi Santokh Singh, tell us, why did you know you were not going to lose? Why were you so confident that you were willing to save him, save his honor, that he could still go away and he could still continue doing whatever he wants, instead of, becoming shamed here and losing his honor here? And he says, because on my side is my Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Because my Guru, I'm a Sikh of my Guru Nanak. My Guru Nanak Dev Ji has taught me in this way that the Gyan that my Guru teaches me, it's not just words, it's not on my tongue, it's inside of my heart. So when I speak with Guru Nanak Dev Ji inside of my heart, Guru Nanak Dev Ji speaks on my tongue. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji speaks on my tongue, who in this world could defeat Guru Nanak Dev Ji? Nobody can. Look at that sharda. The main root line in this Bhagati is Sadgur Pete So Sukh Paye Har Ka Naam Man Vasai. It's residing inside of your mind and heart, the Guru's Naam, Hari da Naam. Nanak Nadar Kare So Paye Asan Dese Te Nahi Keval Hum Mai Shabad Jalai. All aas and hopes and desires of this world are destroyed. All fears in this world are also destroyed. They become separate, nirlep, from this world, detached from this world, and all of their homme is completely burned away. This is what Sache Pacha is trying to teach us. Any other thing that we try to do, it is all just trying to homme chakhna chak. It is actually just vyarth. It's not really worth it. So here Sache Pacha says, Bahu pek kiya, dehi dukh diya. Some people, they even try to do this. They put on many different types of looks. They put on different types of clothes. They dress like sadhus. Sometimes they dress like, they don't wear clothes at all. Sometimes they dress with dreadlocks. Sometimes they become kings. Sometimes they become something else. And some people even, they believe that they're destroying their bad karma, so they take chains and they hit them on their backs. And sometimes after going through all of these pakes and costumes, some people don't wear clothes. The sun is hitting them. They're taking ashes and they're rubbing them on their bodies. All of this, they're trying to do it, trying to find righteousness. They're trying to find Akal Purkh. If any of these tapasyas, these devotional physical worships, are done without the true intention of Guru's Naam inside of your mind, then they are worthless. If they are done with the Guru's Naam inside of your mind, Guru looks at the Pavna. So Pyareo, they're giving pain to their body. But what is the use of that? Sohve jiya, apna kiya. Even if they're going and they're doing actions and they are feeling the pain of their own actions based on what they do, apna kiya, o aapi pogde ne, anna na khaya, saad gavaya. They stop eating food. Some people, they might go on fast for a month. Some only eat very little. Some people stop eating at all and they only start focusing on the breath. Saad gavaya, they forget all tastes and pleasures that are in this world. Pyareo, this is not to say that you go and dive into the pleasures of this world. This is going to say, look, this is a pain, because in this world there are many delicacies, many great things in this world to experience. But just by stopping to speak and stop living in the world and talking to people and socializing in the form of trying to attain God, they are losing the bliss of life in itself. Anna na khaya, saad gavaya. They stop eating, they stop tasting things. Baudhuk paya, duja paya. They face lots and lots of pain in this life, and instead, by facing this pain in order to attain Paramatma, they don't attain God anyways. They just duja paya, they go into duality, because now they're trying to feed their stomach inside of their mind or whatever it may be. They go into duality. So they're actually becoming hypocritical and actually trying to pretend they're attaining God, but in reality, they're trying to attain wealth, fame, or validation, whatever it may be. Bastar na pehre, some people don't wear clothes. Ehnes kehre, day and night they're doing this. Bastar na pehre, ehnes kehre, kade idhar bhajde ne, kade idhar. They're wandering all over the place day and night. Mon veguta, some people, they completely go into this state of being looted just because they stop speaking. In their mind, they're saying that I'm not going to speak because a religious person doesn't speak useless things. But they've stopped their tongue and they've closed their lips. But their mind is even going even more now. They're still having all of these thoughts and furna, and they're being distracted with many, many things. So what is the point of closing your tongue? Sometimes even the reality is somebody needs to get something out of their mind, they speak it to somebody. So it comes out of their mind. But somebody that can't even speak it to anybody, how are they going to get it off their mind? So all of these thoughts, don't let them contemplate God's name. Kyon jage gurbin suta, in this life they are sleeping in the pleasures of this world. They're sleeping in their own ignorance. But without the true Guru, how can somebody be awake? Pag upatana, they walk around this world without shoes. And then when they're walking without shoes, many, many thorns, they come and they hit them in their feet. Apna kiya kamana, and based on their own doings, look, they're feeling pain because the thorns are being hit in their feet. Apna kiya kamana, based on their own actions, they receive that type of dukh. Vekho pyareo, this is what we read in Gurbani. Dadda dos na deo kise dos krama apne jo main kiya so main paya dos na dije avarjana. We're doing all of these hypocritical things. We're not contemplating God's name. And whatever, how can we blame anybody else for it? We only attain what based on the things that we do. We create our own lake. We create our own destiny in this way. Al malak hai, fresh taji, mitti, chikkad, gandagi, filth. Malak hai, they're eating it. Sir chai pai, they're taking this mitti, this dust, this sand, and they're pouring it all over their head. They're doing all of these actions in order to attain nimarta. Even wherever hair grows, they take ashes and they start rubbing it all over so hair doesn't grow. So pyareo, all of these things that they're trying to do, this is not how God is attained if you don't contemplate God's name. Murak anda patagvai, these people are foolish. They're blind and they've lost their honor, not just in this world, because even in this world the world laughs at them. But in the next world, when dargah, wherever they go, they say that you've done all of these karmakand, you've done all of these actions, but you've done them without Guru's Naam, without contemplating the Shabad, without contemplating Akal Purkh inside of your mind and heart. So really, what was the worth of that? The purpose of you sitting there and meditating and even going into silence was so you can contemplate God's name. The purpose of you trying to go and walk barefoot, whether it be to the Guru's house, was to contemplate God's name. And you should do that if it helps you. If any of these things help you attain God's name, then it is great. But if they are completely making you go into duality, just like it says, Bahut dukh paya, duja paya. You're going into duality, then what is the purpose? You staying awake all night, wandering around. But what is the purpose if you didn't even actually contemplate God's name? So pyareo, we travel all across the world. We try to even meet Gursikhs, but if you even went, pyareo, forgive me for saying this, you travel somewhere with your family to go and do darshan of a itihasik sthan, but instead, that was your excuse. Instead, you went to India, you went and just partied, and then you went and to your friend's, your cousin's wedding, and you went to the palace, you ate a whole bunch of gulab jamun and sweets, and then you came back and you say, yeah, so we went for 2 months, but the reason we actually went was for to go to see Darbar Sahib, Sri Harmandir Sahib, but then we didn't get time, so we didn't get to go there. So really, what was the purpose of you even traveling all the way there? You actually going and taking this dukh out and doing all of these things, taking out time, spending the money, what use was it? Is absolutely useless. But if somebody goes into Sangat, they contemplate God's name, their travel is blessed. Them going there is blessed. The place they go to is blessed. All of these things are blessings. So pyareo, Murak anda pat gavai. They lose their honor in this world and the next world. Vin nave kich thai na pai. Without the Guru's Naam, unanu kush palle nahi penda. They don't attain anything. They don't gain anything without contemplate Guru's Naam. Rahe bibani, madi masani, you could be living in the middle of the jungles or you could be living in graveyards. Anda na jana fir pachatani. And when the end comes, they live this entire life blind. Naam is what opens up your eyes. Guru is what opens up your eyes. Fir pachutani, and then after they're going to regret it anyways. Pyareo, Satgur Pete so sukh paye. When you are living in darkness and blindness and doing all of these things in a gyan, not referring to knowledge, because again we just said you attaining knowledge without attaining the actual gyan, the experience of it. What is the use of that? How can you attain true sukh? Because all of these books just become, and this knowledge, it becomes weight. All of these other actions you may do, they become weight as well. You attain sukh when you follow the Guru's feet. Satgur Pete. You donate your man tan sab saump Gur ko. Hukum manya paiya. You give everything to your Guru, and the Guru blesses you. Satgur Pete so sukh pai. They show you your true form, that you're Sukh Swarup Paramatma. You are the true form of Sukh, and you experience yourself, your true identity. Satgur Pete so sukh pai. Har ka naam man vasai. How do you attain this Guru who blesses you with sukh? Har ka naam man vasai. Once you attain the Guru, once you attain the sukh is attained when the Hari's naam, God's name, is blessed inside of your heart. It's shining inside of your heart, inside of your mind. All you do is you contemplate this day and night, and whatever action you may be doing now, even that action is blessed. If you're doing seva with your hands and feet, that is blessed. If you're walking to the Guru's house, that is blessed. If you're reading Gurbani, that is blessed. You're doing Kirtan, that is blessed now. Because Har ka naam man vasai. Nanak nadar kare so pai. How do you attain this naam? Nanak nadar kare so pai. Once the Guru has blessed you, they shine this glance of grace on top of you. All of your doubts, all of your desires, worldly desires and fears, they're all dispelled. You become detached from this world, and your homma is burned away. Homma shabd jalai. The shabad of the Guru, the naam of the Guru, is the only thing that can burn homma in this life. So pyareo, this is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is trying to teach us here. Just like pyareo, in many different ways, a king tries to send a horse out, and there used to be this thing when a horse would be sent out, whoever captures the horse, that would be saying that I'm going to try to have a war with you now. So they would purposely go out and say, somebody capture a horse so we can start having a war. Because some kings, they can't live without having a war. They need this excitement. This is what would happen in the past. And then some people, the Gyan Charcha, in order to win in a war, you have to cut off the person's head. But in order to win the Gyan Charcha, win in a debate, you have to make the other person look bad and them to bow down to you. The other person, you're cutting off the head. So really, you're just getting something out of it. Only because you were receiving a winner. It's a win-loss. You can't accept defeat. What Gyan does, sometimes you get more and more angry as you go get more knowledge. So this anger, because you look at other people, you start saying, he's a murak, he doesn't know anything, he's foolish. Look at all these people, they don't know anything. And you think that you're the smartest person left in the world. And sometimes you get more agitated and angry at other children or other people in the world just because you think you think you have more now. You think you have attained more knowledge and you have reached a higher state. But this is all a gyan. But this is not the true path. Sache Pacha explains what and how you attain honor. In this world, maybe somebody says, you have a lot of knowledge, you attain some honor, you put doctor or philosopher or principal, whatever it may be, in front of your name. You could add Gyani in front of your name. You can add whatever prefix or suffix in front of your name, make your name look really, really big. But in this world, you may attain honor. But Otte, Dargah in front of the eyes of Akal Purkh Sache Pacha knows. But the one way to actually attain honor in the Darbar of the Guru, you must truly become a true devotee and have this Naam residing inside of your heart. Every action you do is based around that. Sache Pacha says, Paudi, Bhagat tere man pavde, dar sohan kirat gavde. Who is blessed? Who is Pravan inside of your court? Those devotees that are pleasing to you. Bhagat tere man pavde. Those that do this bhakti, those that enshrine Naam inside of their heart, they are the only ones that are able to go and please the Guru. Once the Guru is pleased, any action you do, you sit in the darbar of the Guru, you sit inside of Sangat that is pleasing. Dar sohan kirat gavde, and inside of their entire life, not only in the darbar, not only in Sachkhand, but in their entire life as well. Day and night, they're singing this kirti. And when they go into the court of Paramatma, they are blessed with robes of honor. Jinni naam te aaya gaye mein sakat kaal, nanak te mukh ujjale. Keti shutti naal pyaro, this is their state. Nanak karma bahare, dar to na lehni tavde. So, and then there are those that don't do the right actions. Those ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਚੰਗੇ ਕਰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, because they didn't create their destiny, do these good actions, attain the Guru, get the blessings of Naam from the Guru, get enlightenment from the Guru, get Brahmagyan from the Guru, and then live their life in remembrance, true prema bhakti. They nanak karma bahare dar tona lehni tavde. They go to many different places. They wander around in many places, but nobody gives them a support. They go to even the Guru's house, to Dargah, and when they go to Dharmaraj, even there koi to nahi mildi. They don't get any support. These are those people that are just pad gaddi laddi hai, pad padhiya saath. So pyareo, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. How do you make an action fulfilled? When you contemplate Naam while doing that action. ਇੱਕ ਮੂਲ ਨਾ ਬੁੱਝਣ ਆਪਣਾ ਅਣਹੋਂਦਾ ਆਪ ਗਣਾਇਂਦੇ. This is the state of those that are not contemplating God's name. ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੁੱਝਦੇ. They don't understand their true form. They don't understand that they are the form of Paramatma, that Naam and the Guru is everything. They are the form of the Guru. The Guru is the form of Akal Purkh. Pyareo, they live in the state of duality. They think this world is real. They think what people, the praises that they give, the wealth that they receive, they believe that is real. And they go after this. Even they may be writing books. They spend their entire life writing books. They don't understand their true form. The world praises them. Look at the legacy this person left off. Look at the great work he left off. If that person is contemplating God's name, then it is blessed. But if he wasn't, then it's not blessed. So Pyareo, sometimes we don't even know if somebody actually was contemplating God's name. That's why this is not to say point fingers at, oh, look at that person in the past or look at this person today. No, this is speaking to you. Oh, my beloved brothers and sisters, sit down with your mind and contemplate this inside of your mind. Ke tusi, have you not contemplating your true form? Ek mool na bujjan apna. Have you not been remembering your roots? Have you forgotten that you are going to die as well in this life? Ek mool na bujjan apna anhunda aap ganainde. Instead, the qualities that they actually don't even have, they go into the world and they're trying to justify them, show those off. They say, look, I'm a great spiritual person even though when they have no spirituality. I'm a great person with great humility even when they have no humility. I have lots and lots of contemplation and tap and seva when they've really done nothing. They show the world that, look, I'm a sadhu, that I'm wearing lots of religious clothes and I speak great spiritual words. ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ. But they show the world ਅਣਹੋਂਦਾ ਆਪ ਗਣਾਇਂਦੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਗਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ. But Sache Pacha here, Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying, what am I compared to those in the world? Haun tadi ka neech jaat. My jaat, what is my caste? Some people proclaim to be high in the world compared to others based on wealth. Some people claim to be higher than others in this world based on caste, based on their blood, based on their family, based on their ethnicity, based on their sometimes even education. Some people are trying to be higher or lower based on what? Sometimes even the amount of knowledge that they read or who they learned from. So pyareo, who am I? I'm just a singer. What is my job? I'm not, a doctor, lawyer, an engineer, or whatever, great scholar. I'm not a king of the universe. No, I'm just a little musician. I just play a taddi. I just sing my God's praises. Even this is what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's humility is. Look, honta dive kara laya. Who am I? I'm nothing. I'm just somebody that is going to sing the praises. I'm a taddi. I sing the praises in the court of my Guru. This is what my Nimi Jat is. This is the job that my Guru has given me. Honta dika neech jat. I'm the lowest of the low. I have no pride to even show anybody. Only those can show pride in this world. But pyare bekho badi pyari gal ya. Maan honde hoye ne maana. Taan honde hoye ne taana. Somebody that actually has nothing. They have nothing, but they're showing themselves to be great and spiritual. But those that truly have something, they show themselves to be very, very sweet. They show themselves to be very, very humble. That's what true nimarta is. Because while having all of the honor, you act as if you have no honor. While having all the power, you act as if you have no power. Honta dika neech jaat. But what are the others? Hor uttam jaat sadainde. Other people, they show themselves as great caste. That look, I'm rich, I'm a wealthy person. They even some people don't have the wealth, but they take mortgages, they take debts, They buy a great car, they get a big house just to show people. They don't even need it, even though it's sirda pressure. It's more pain on your mind, but you're just doing it not for your own comfort. It's different if you're doing it, if you have the ability to do it. It's different if you're just doing it to show other people, to show and please other people. And the other people may be claiming that, but those are not the people that I want to go after. Those are not the people that I want to do sangat of. Who do I want to do sangat of? This is the main point of all of what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is trying to say here. Tin manga jit tujhe te ainde. Sache Pacha is saying that what do I want out of my life? I want to find the sangat, the dust of those. I want to fall at the feet. I want ask for the sangat of those people who contemplate your God's name, because by seeing their actions, it doesn't matter what they actually do. It means what they contemplate. How do they live their life? Pyareo, forgive me, somebody could be even physically going and singing God's praises, but in their mind, if they're not contemplating it, then what is the purpose of that? If somebody gets talking about spirituality their entire life, they could be dressed like it. You may see many in this world, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying here today, Pyareo, but it doesn't mean I ask for the sangat of those who are truly doing it, because if I join their sangat, then I can also cross over this terrifying world ocean. Tin manga chittu jete ainde. And Sache Pacha, just like they say, Gursikhs ki har toor de, ham papi bhagat paaye. Look, honta deka niche da. I'm the lowest of the low. I ask for their sangat, Pyareo. This is how you should be doing sangat of those Gursikhs. Don't go after the people that just look spiritual. Don't go after the people that just seem like they have great philosophies and they have, a great Instagram account, or they have whatever it may be, or they, write great poetry, or they, have a great sweet voice, or they may be famous because of some action that they've done. No. Go after the sangat of those that are truly contemplating God's name. And the truth is, sometimes they may be known, and sometimes they are completely unknown to the world. They may be somebody like Guru Tegh Bahadur Sache Pacha living at the bottom, living inside of a pora. And the truth is, Pyareo, just by mere words, that is not how it's found. Somebody could be smart. Even Guru Nanak Dev Ji asked their Gopal Pendaji, their teacher, tell me the meaning of Uda. He said, what is the meaning of Uda? There is no meaning of Uda. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, yes, there is a meaning of each and every letter. If you're saying that there's no meaning for them, then what is the point of studying them? I'm only going to study them because if there's Rara Rangyo e Aman Apna. If there's Dada, then I'm going to contemplate it in this way. If there is Uda, if there's Sassa, I'm going to contemplate it in this way. But Pyareo, this is what we want. Those that truly are contemplating, when we join their sangat, they're like Chandan. They're like sandalwood. Gurbani is like sandalwood. We want to do their sangat not for our own benefit either. Not to say, I just want an Instagram picture with them, or I just want to say that, I spent time with them. No. To grow your own Angad out of that as well. No, that's worthless. Only spend time with even those Gursikhs if you want the ras of Gurbani out of it. Read Gurbani if you want the ras of Gurbani out of it, not to grow your ego. And when you spend time with that type of intention with these Gursikhs, then you become the form. You become copies of these Gursikhs as well. And that same ras, that same experience inside of their life, it'll go inside of your heart as well. You'll be inspired. Tina dekh man chao thanda. When they sit down and they say that we want to read Sukhmani Sahib for 16 hours, we want to do Simran, and they contemplate God's name, and you see the love in their eyes, and you see the ras in their tongue, and the way they speak to others in their family and everybody else in the world, you want to sacrifice yourself for them, because when you look at them, you don't see anybody. You see the light of Guru Nanak Dev Ji shining through them. So this is how what we ask for. So blessed are those Gursikhs tan tan marjara vadanj hai gursao sa bas. Even Sache Pacha says, blessed is those people that do this trade, and blessed is that wealth that they attain from this Guru, from this Paramatma, and this bhanddaar of amrit is coming from my Guru. So प्यारो इन्नियां बेनतियां करदे हां, एक नहीं अनेक प्रकार दियां भुल्लां चुकां गलतियां हो गईयां ने. Please forgive me for all the mistakes that I made. Again, if I've hurt anybody's heart, if I said any kode bachan, some harsh words that may have made somebody feel down or made somebody feel sad, please forgive me. I'm just a young child and I'm trying to learn from this Gurbani. This Gurbani is speaking to me as well. I'm trying to teach myself this as we try to do this vichar as well. So प्यारियो, सारी संगत गज वज की फतेह बुलाओ जी. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.